Ladies and gentlemen, I am SidAlpha. Now, I had originally intended a much more scripted video than this, but I decided that something like this, especially when I'm going to be doing a rant, which is what this is a fucking rant, it has to be a little bit more natural, so I got rid of a lot of the stuff that I had laid out to talk about, and I'm going to try and for a little bit more of a natural flow. Now, my predispositions on my channel have become quite well known to the small but loyal fan base that I have. I am always, first and foremost, on the side of the consumer. Now, what are now considered to be normative in the gaming industry is so chock full of blatant anti-consumerism as to be so far beyond the point of disgusting that you can't even see disgusting in the rearview mirror with a fucking James Webb Space Telescope. Now, pre-order culture runs rampant, as does early access failures, platform exclusives, and the fucking console wars and PC versus console, not to mention games developers themselves like the shit show asset flipping of Digital Homicide, or the blind corporate greed of some of the companies like Konami, EA, Activision, to name but a few. And it's a dark, dark world for the gamers, should they be brave enough to peek around to see what's behind that curtain. And games journalism, which should stand for honesty and ethical practices, runs rampant with gifts and money being used to always sway options or opinions of those that are purported to relay the news. Now, granted, not all are such guilty of such things, but you could bet your ass that the majority of the large games journalists are and have been for quite some time now. Now, I wasn't planning on doing a video on this piece at first, as I was moving at the time that it broke, and I thought it would be best past relevance now, but after seeing a lot of the backlash and the horrendous behavior that I have seen over the course of the past week or so, not to mention the blatant lies, slander, defamation, and petty behavior that I saw, I decided that it doesn't matter whether or not it's relevant for news, but rather that it's relevant from a consumer protection and ethical standpoint. And of course, in this case, I'm not referring to the games developer or publisher or even a games journalist being in the wrong. No, not this time. No, this time the ones that were in the wrong were the fans in this case. And unfortunately, the one needing protection were the games journalists that had the audacity, the sheer audacity, to report on a game that was being delayed. 10 days ago, on the up until now mostly unheard of games journalism site Gamnesia, Ben Lamoureux wrote a brief article stating that Final Fantasy XV was being delayed until November. And then fans proceeded to completely lose their goddamn minds like a bunch of corporatized fucking crack addicts that were just told they weren't going to be able to get their fix. Calling the article clickbait, and some even calling for his resignation, and the all-around complete mountain of salt that came crashing down from the fans that are just losing their shit over the delay is just fucking unbelievable. Now, a few days later, Square Enix confirmed via a YouTube video from director Hajime Tabata. Yes, Hajime Tabata. Please forgive me, sir, if I pronounced your name wrong. It's one of those that's one of those languages that I've never really ever been able to get my tongue to wrap around. Now, that he reported that the delay was true and that the game was being held while they worked out some bugs and did some more general polish, as they don't feel currently satisfied with the master version of the game. Now, just so you guys know, the master version of the game is when it's completed. That's the one they plan on having on disc. So they're holding the game for a couple of months while they work on a day one patch.
僕はこのマスター版を皆さんにお届けしてはいけないんじゃないかと思ってしまいました。このままこのマスター版を発売してはきっと我々もチーム全員も後悔すると思っちゃったんですね。3月に発表会を行って9月30日にワールドワイド発売とお知らせしましたが、申し訳ありません。我々にもう少しだけこのゲームを磨き上げる時間をください。ファイナルファンタジー15の発売日は2016年11月29日に変更いたします。
Now, this has brought up a very interesting issue within the games industry, and it's basically setting up a lot of bad precedent here that only serves to continue and further foster anti-consumerist behavior. Now, first and foremost is the fact that so many people chose to attack a games journalist for simply reporting the news as he had discovered. Now, I know that some people are still calling the article clickbait, and one particular commenter named Chip, according to the site, actually accused Lamoureux for imploding the fan base and ruining people's weekends for clicks. Now, here's what Chippy had to say. You really don't feel any particular guilt or responsibility for kicking off an entire weekend of the fan base imploding? What exactly is that kind of news worth besides getting yourself as many clicks as possible, all while other people have a ruined weekend with maybe not lurking over their heads? I know it's just a game, but hey, it's important to them. You took advantage of that. What was that worth? Now, to this, Lamoureux calmly replied, "Are you asking why I did my job? Because people who overreact and lose their cool over a release date are responsible for their own emotions. But to address the point of that being positive for anyone but myself and my site, there were some people who thanked me because they were planning to put in requests for that work week off over the weekend when this was all going down." Which is something that a lot of people do when you've been waiting for a video game that's been promised to be coming out for a long time and it finally releases. A lot of people will take their vacation time to be able to sit down and enjoy the game that they've been waiting so long for. Now, just so we're clear, Lamoureux received information from a source that he's grown to trust and managed to get the scoop on the larger media outlets, and he's catching grief for it. Would those of you that chose to attack him feel less salty if IGN, GameSpot, or one of the larger media machines that usually serve as nothing but empty mouthpieces for companies like Square Enix or EA do it? Would that have prevented so many fans from getting so worked up over this? No, not in the least. All you whiny little bastards out there, and you know who you are, deserves all the nail biting because guess what? You did that to yourselves, not Ben. He did his job as a journalist and simply reported the delay. There was no opinion being offered. There no soapboxing, no nothing. He was simply doing his job as a fucking journalist, and people are fucking hating him for it and it makes me fucking sick. Now, some of you might be thinking, why is Sid getting mad at us? I thought he looked out for us, and I do. I look out for my viewers and do my best to help inform you religiously when it comes to something that I feel is important as anti-consumer. But when the consumer is being anti-fucking-consumer, it kind of makes my job feel like an uphill fucking battle. And make no mistake, this is anti-consumer behavior. Square Enix did a good thing by delaying the game, and before you say otherwise, think about this. Does it raise the price? No. Will it result in a better product? Yes. Are they lying about it? Well, only insofar as a games company tells the truth about anything, really. So they're being fairly honest, but they're just putting a PR spin on it. Now, the point is, they're delaying to make this game that so many people have been waiting so long for better, and are doing to make sure that your experience isn't a fucking horrible on day one. They are looking to avoid another No Man's Sky or Batman Arkham Knight debacle, and this all serves to benefit you. So why in the hell are you complaining? I don't understand. It's 2 months, you entitled little bastards. And no, I'm not talking to all of you, not my enemies, but the ones that are getting offended by these statements, yes, I am fucking talking to you. Now, I've said countless times publicly on my videos that I've never cared if a game was delayed for a good reason, and attempting to provide the consumer with a better functioning, better playing, just better game at no additional cost. That's a straight up win-win, and I would thank the developers for caring enough about their game to want to make sure that I had a good time playing it. So this is me saying thank you to Square Enix and Director Tabata directly. Thank you for showing that you care enough about this game to want to take extra time on it to make sure I enjoy all of your hard work. Thank you for treating the fans like people and not the mindless corporate drones that so many of them are acting like. I will be buying your game because of this fact, and if it doesn't suck, which I am now more inclined to believe that it won't, then I will look forward to being able to recommend it to all of my fans. And for all of you that are angry at the delay, you need to take a serious, good, long look at yourselves. It's people like you that spread pre-order culture and the perception of these companies that they can get away with treating the masses like hogs at a fucking feeding trough. That's all I have to say. Once again, I'm SidAlpha, and I'll see you next time. Hi there, boys and girls. Thanks for checking my video out. If you liked what you saw, don't forget to hit that like button and maybe even that subscribe button. Trust me, it works really good. Don't forget to share with your friends, and if you're interested in following me on Twitter and Facebook, the links for that are in the description down below. I also have a Patreon if you're interested in helping to support the growth of my channel, and the link for that is down below as well. And once again, thanks for watching and supporting my channel, guys. I really appreciate it.